Hi VAT, this is the updated video on how to create a Crazy 8. So in fall of 2018, we updated to Adobe Cc and Google File Stream. So creating our Crazy 8 is a little bit different. So if in class you need to remember how to make that, I'm going to walk you through that right now. So you need to make sure you have your images saved inside your Google Drive. And I had given you a set of images. Make sure they're JPEGs to pull off the internet. And you are going to open up Adobe Photoshop Cc 2018. When we get that open, you can set up your workspace as you like. Well, hopefully it opens. There we go. And you're going to make a new file that is going to be called Crazy 8. And you're going to set up your width at 8 and your height at 8 and a resolution at 188 and hit create. That gives us a square workspace. We are going to file, place embedded each of our files from our Google Drive file stream. So you need to make sure you're signed in so you can find that folder. And it doesn't matter what order you put those images. I have a little delay here. Oops, there must have been a delay there. It doesn't matter what order you put your images in, but you do need one from each of the categories that are listed over here on Guss VAT. Right here on the first day we started that, which is these right here, pattern, clouds, electrical. So it doesn't matter what order, but you're going to pop those in. When they come in, it has a box around it with anchors on the corners, and you want to size it so you cover up all your white space. If you hold down Shift, you must hold down Shift actually. It keeps it constrained. If you don't, this bad stuff happens, and we don't want that to happen. So you're going to hold down Shift. In fact, if you hold down Alt at the same time, you can grow from the center. Let go of those, move it around where you like it, and hit enter. You're going to do this each time to get one from each category loaded on your screen. Hit enter when you're done to get rid of the square. So file, place embedded, confident elderly man is now in. Place embedded, map, Shift and Alt, stretch it up, move it where you like it, hit enter. File, place embedded, landscape, hold down Shift and Alt. Now, one thing that's happened when we upgraded to Photoshop and Google File Stream is Photoshop's been acting a little bit strangely. If that happens, just kind of keep clicking on things. There's been a little lag sometimes in the morning, but it will be okay. So you can see over here, I've got 6 photos in there. I need to add 8. So every time I add a photo, it goes on a new layer. This is our layer palette. So it looks like I still need clouds. Nope, I have outer space. Looks like I still need texture. And I think I need a painting. It's embedded painting. Now, a couple of things to note. You've got your layers over here. If you scroll down, you can see them all. Each of those layers has an eyeball, which allows you to turn off the layer. Now, you can't see the layers underneath because they're stacked like photos, and this is our top layer. So we want to do a couple of things before we start addressing each layer. First, we're going to make sure that the tool we're constantly on is this move tool right here. That one's our safest tool. Second, we're going to double click where the title of that layer is, and we're going to number these based on what I've got over here on Guss VAT. So pattern is number 1, or texture. And then we have, let's see, clouds and electrical are 2 and 3. People, animal, landscape, animal. So I'm just double clicking to get that, that box to come up where I can type. Map is 7, painting is 8. 7. And then what you want to do is actually drag and drop the layers. You can click and drag and move them so that they're in the numeric order rather from top to bottom. If you want to add, like in class, I might have, I think I doubled one. If in class you want to, animals 5. In class you want to add more to it, like you want to add 5 animal, feel free, but you don't have to do that. Numbers are good because that's how we're going to refer to them. Messed up all of mine. Landscape is 6. 6, 7, 8. So I've got all of my layers here. You'll also notice there's a little icon on each of the thumbnails there. This is meaning that we linked the file. I'm going to click on layer 1, hold down Shift on my keyboard, slide down until I see layer 8. Still holding Shift, click. All those layers are selected and they're gray now. If I right click, I'm going to choose what's called Rasterize Layer. That's going to make that little icon go away and it makes these layers editable. So now I have, and I'm just going to click on layer 1. Now I have my pattern texture on top. My move tool is activated. I can see all my layers and they're numbered. Layer number 1, we're going to start to do things too. So it says right here, layer number 1, pattern or texture, we're going to do some transparency tricks. So with that layer selected, it's gray. I clicked on it. I'm going to go to opacity and slide down. You can let this go wherever you like it. Then you're going to hide the layer. Then you're going to click on layer 2. So we're clicking on the layer we want the computer to work on. We did layer 1, closed it, clicked on layer 2. Second thing we're going to do, according to our website here, is play with blend modes. So blend modes are right here where it says normal. You can pick any one of these that you like. Instead of flying up every time, you can start to roll with your mouse and see what these look like through. So it blends one layer into the next, which is kind of fun. You're going to hide that layer and click on layer 3. Now we're going to change the look of this layer as well, but we're going to go to image at the top, adjustments, and we're going to go down to any one of these adjustments like hue saturation, and we can play with the colors and the hues, or we can desaturate or make the saturation more. Feel free to hit OK and play with more or just choose one. That's completely up to you. So do as much or as little as you like on layer 3 and close that layer. Click on layer 4. Now we're going to erase layer 4. So you have a portrait here on layer 4. You can erase the background, you can erase his shirt, his eyeballs, whatever you want. The eraser tool is here. You're going to click on the eraser tool. And when you hover on your picture, you'll see a circle. If you right click, you can make the circle bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make it fairly big so I can erase away his shirt. Now I'm seeing the photo underneath through as I erase. This is actually one of the worst ways to erase in Photoshop, but it makes sense to people who have never used it before because you're rubbing, and where you rub erases. So go ahead and do that, but don't worry about it looking kind of like a chop job. It's absolutely okay. I just want you to experience erasing. I'm going to right click here and make that a little smaller so I can get right in there.